Think you know where the Trump family story begins? Think again. Most people mistakenly believe that Fred Trump, Sr., was the starting point of the Trump legacy, but the real origins trace back much further in history, back to a time when the family name wasn't even Trump, but Trump. Yes, the roots of this iconic name stretch all the way to the Pfalz region of southwest Germany, where it all began with a man named Johannes Philipp Drumpf, born in 1667. Johannes Philipp Drumpf, along with his descendants, laid the foundation for what would eventually become a global powerhouse. The Drumpf family history is a fascinating journey through time, with each generation building upon the last. But the story really starts to take shape in the late 19th century with the birth of Friedrich Heinrich Trump, better known as Fred Zeros, in 1869. His life would become a blueprint for the Trump legacy, marked by ambition, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of success. Friedrich Trump was born into a world of limited opportunities. He was a sickly child, considered too weak to work in the family vineyards alongside his siblings. Instead, at the age of 14, he apprenticed as a barber in a nearby town. But as he approached the age of military draft, Friedrich knew that his future couldn't be confined to the small village of Karlstadt. Encouraged by his mother, he made the bold decision to emigrate to America in 1885, at just 16 years old, seeking a better life and avoiding the compulsory military service in Germany. With little money, no English skills, and only his sister to support him, Friedrich Trump arrived in New York City, a place teeming with opportunity yet full of challenges. He settled in a tiny cold-water apartment on Manhattan's Lower East Side with his sister and her husband. Despite these humble beginnings, Friedrich was determined to make something of himself. He found work as a barber, a trade he had learned back in Germany, and for the next 6 years, he quietly honed his craft. But Friedrich wasn't content to remain a barber forever. He had much bigger dreams. In 1891, Friedrich moved to Seattle, where he made his first foray into the world of real estate and hospitality industries that would become synonymous with the Trump name. He opened a restaurant called the Dairy Restaurant in Seattle's rough-and-tumble Pioneer Square, a district known for its saloons, gambling parlors, and brothels. Friedrich's establishment offered food, drink, and, quite likely, other services that catered to the miners and fortune seekers of the Klondike Gold Rush. This marked the beginning of a series of entrepreneurial ventures that would lead Friedrich to success. Friedrich's ventures were undeniably profitable, even if their reputations were less than pristine. He eventually expanded his operations to the Klondike, where he opened the new Arctic Restaurant and Hotel in Bennett, British Columbia, and the Arctic Restaurant in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. He didn't mine gold himself, but he mined the miners, providing them with the comforts they craved in the harsh, unforgiving wilderness of the Northwest. After accumulating a modest fortune, Friedrich returned to Germany in 1901, where he married Elizabeth Christ, a young woman from his hometown. The couple briefly settled in New York, where their first child, Elizabeth, was born. But Elizabeth was homesick and convinced Friedrich to return to Germany. However, their stay was cut short when Friedrich was expelled from Bavaria for evading military service years earlier. Facing no other option, the Trumps returned to America, this time for good. In New York, Friedrich continued his entrepreneurial pursuits, opening a barbershop on Wall Street and managing properties in Queens. His life seemed to be on an upward trajectory, and he was determined to provide a stable future for his growing family. But fate had other plans. In 1918, during the Spanish flu pandemic, Friedrich Trump died suddenly at the age of 49, leaving behind a widow and 3 young children, including Fred Trump Sr. Despite his significant achievements, Friedrich Trump's story was largely forgotten within the family. His dramatic immigration journey, his daring ventures in the Wild West, and his ultimate success in America were rarely mentioned. It was as if the Trump family legacy only truly began with Fred Trump Sr., and Friedrich, or Fred Zero, was nearly erased from the narrative. Yet, the physical traits, the entrepreneurial spirit, and the relentless drive that Friedrich embodied were passed down through the generations, shaping the Trump family's future in ways that cannot be denied. So, how did this forgotten patriarch This Fred Zero shaped the destiny of one of the most powerful families in the world. Why was his story nearly erased from the family narrative? And what can we learn from the life of the man who laid the foundation for the Trump dynasty? Stay tuned, because we're about to dive deep into the real beginning of the Trump legacy, a story that goes far beyond what you've ever heard before. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories that shape our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking the truth.